This is question number 10. We're given the identity 4x squared plus 8x plus 3 is equal to a multiplied by the quantity x plus b all squared plus c. In part A, for 3 marks, we're asked to find the values of the constants a, b and c. We need to complete the square here. We can only complete the square when the coefficient of the term in x squared is 1. What I'm going to do is take the first 2 terms and factor out 4. So what I'm going to have then is 4 multiplied by the quantity x squared plus 2x, and I'm going to leave the 3 outside the bracket. You can of course take the 3 in and divide it by 4. I'm now going to complete the square within the bracket. So we need x plus half the coefficient of the term in x, which will be plus 1. We square the bracket and subtract away the 1 squared, which is going to be minus 1. I'm now going to multiply through the square bracket with the 4. We're going to have 4x plus 1 all squared minus 4 plus the 3. So that gives me 4 multiplied by x plus 1 all squared minus 1. So if we look now, the value of a will be positive 4. The value of b is going to be positive 1. And the value of c is going to be minus 1. So in the first part, for 3 marks, we've gone ahead and completed the square. In part B, it says on the axis on page 27, sketch the curve with equation y equals 4x squared plus 8x plus 3, showing clearly the coordinates of any point where the curve crosses the coordinate axis. The question carries 4 marks. So let's consider now y is equal to 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. We can solve now for the points of intersection by letting x equal to 0 and y be equal to 0. So let's start off now when x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, y is going to be equal to 0 plus 0 plus 3. So we'll have 0 plus 0 plus 3, which gives us now that y is equal to 3. So from this we can see that it's going to cross the y-axis now at 0, 3. If we consider now when y is equal to 0, this will give us the points of intersection now with the x-axis. So we can say 0 will be equal to 4x squared plus 8x plus 3. So what we need to do at this stage is simply go ahead and factor this quadratic equation. The quadratic's going to factor. We're going to have now the factors. 0 will be equal to 2x plus 3 multiplied now by 2x plus 1. So let's go ahead and check these. We're going to have 4x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 3. Therefore we can say that x will be equal to either minus 3 over 2 or x will be equal to minus 1/2. So we're going to have now, and if we just extend this on, we're going to have the coordinates now minus 3 over 2 comma 0, and we're going to have now minus 1/2 comma 0. We can also consider the minimum point of this graph. If we look at the minimum point, in terms of a translation alone, we're going to have minus 1, minus 1. So we can say now that the minimum will be at minus 1, comma, minus 1. So let's go ahead and draw a quick sketch. We've got these points right here, and I'm going to just draw the parabola. So what we're going to have then is the minimum point. The minimum point is going to be just here. We're going to have now minus 1, comma, minus 1. We're going to have the point of intersection up here, which is going to be 0, 3. And I'm going to have these 2 solutions for x. One of them will be just here, and the other will be just here. So we've got minus 3 over 2, comma 0. We've got minus 1/2, comma 0. And then we're going to have this point up here, which is going to be 0, comma 3. Remember, this doesn't have to be massively accurate. We need to get the general shape of a parabola, which will look something like so. Come round to that minimum point. We're not asked to write the minimum point, and then the parabola will come through here. So we can say that y is going to be equal to 4x squared plus 8x plus 3, and we're offered now 4 marks in total. So we need the point here 0, 3, we need the point minus 3 over 2, 0, we need minus half, 0. We don't need the minimum point, but we do need the general shape.